How were you as a child?
Curious, rebel, ziddi.
How were you as a student?
My mom always wanted me to be financially independent. वो कहावत थी ना, खेलोगे कूदोगे तो
बनोगे खराब।
खराब और पढ़ोगे लिखोगे तो बनोगे नवाब. It was that only.
How was it, the transition of cultures?
It was a big culture shock because every sentence used to begin and end with some गाली or the other.
कभी एक मिनट के लिए ऐसा नहीं लगा कि ओ बस मैं तो कलकत्ता जा रही हूँ अब?
के बाद I was working with the CEO and then the CFO. I mean, eventually worked on the merger of Unitech Wireless and Telenor. I was very clear that I don't want to leave my child completely alone with a nanny. I did go into depression. That time I did not know that this is postpartum depression. And then both of us together, we started our first business, which was a restaurant.
A wellness myth you wish to burst?
That healers should not fall sick. A complete switch, which was very strange for me, that अच्छा इसने तो कुछ किया ही नहीं, इसको तो कुछ आता ही नहीं. It was very stressful for me in that phase of life. तो उसके बाद फिर my mindset had completely shifted. So that's when I decided to quit.
को हाथ को जुम्बिश नहीं, आंखों में तो दम है, रहने दो अभी सागरों बिना मेरे आगे. ये शेर गालिब का परफेक्टली सूट करता है मौमिता के लिए. मौमिता हमारी इस एपिसोड की गेस्ट हैं. मौमिता is full of positivity and she radiates positivity in every phase of her life. In fact, हम जब मौमिता से मिलते हैं, जब उनसे बात करते हैं, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि I come out of 2x positivity when I meet her or when I talk to her each time. मौमिता की जर्नी स्पेशल सिर्फ इसलिए नहीं है क्योंकि उनकी करियर बहुत इनक्रेडिबल रही है. शी इज़ अ IIM कैलकाटा पास आउट. बट इसलिए भी क्योंकि उन्होंने अपनी पॉजिटिविटी हर किसी की लाइफ में रेडिएट करी है. सो लेट्स गेट टू नो मौमिता अ लिटिल मोर रॉ, रियल एंड दिल से. वेलकम टू एपिसोड 6 मौमिता. ये तो फुल सर्कल हम कितनी बार पता नहीं करेंगे. And having you here is like the best thing that I can have. So
Thank you.
people who don't know and who've not seen the online episodes of Behind the Hustle, Momita is one of the person who's actually motivated me to start Behind the Hustle podcast. So thank you so much for doing that. I'm actually enjoying it.
Yes, and I enjoy watching your episodes.
Thank you so much. And your feedbacks are very important to us. So starting with your story, let's get to know from the beginning, from your childhood. Where did you grow up?
So I was born in Kolkata, and then the first 7 years of my life, we were moving around a lot. So Dhanbad के पास एक छोटी सी जगह है टुंडू, where all the coal mines and all of that is there. So my father was working there. So 2 years I was there. Then it was Vizag, and then it was West Bengal में एक बहुत छोटी सी जगह थी वहाँ. And then we went to Kolkata, and then after that I shifted to Ranchi, and then I was there for good 10-11 years. So schooling मेरी जो major schooling थी, that was from there, and I did my 12th from Ranchi, and yeah, growing up that was how it was. Different places.
How were you as a child? Curious?
Curious, rebel,
Okay.
जिद्दी टू द पॉइंट कि मेरे रिपोर्ट कार्ड में भी सारे, आई मीन आई रिमेंबर क्लास KG का रिपोर्ट कार्ड, फ्लैशबैक आ रहा है मुझे कि मतलब सब कुछ अच्छा था, गुड रिमार्क्स, गुड मार्क्स, अच्छे से, बट एक लाइन था स्टबर्न, एंड दैट टाइम आई वाज जस्ट 5 years old. मुझे स्टबर्न नहीं मतलब नहीं पता था. सो आई थॉट अच्छा टीचर ने कुछ और भी अच्छा लिख के दिया है. व्हेन यू नो माय चाचा जी एक्सप्लेन टू मी कि यू नो स्टबर्न मीन्स बहुत जिद्दी, तो दैट वे. सो आई वाज स्टबर्न, आई वाज अ रेबल. तो करती थी अपने मन की.
How were you as a student?
I was always a good student, but हाँ, that expectation was also there from my parents. So I remember my mom doing a lot of मेहनत in teaching me. The first few years of school, she was the one who used to teach me. Class 2 में भी हमारे टाइम पे तो एग्जाम्स होते थे, written exams proper. So I remember मैं ऐसे I'm like falling asleep and she's sitting with me, waking me up, नहीं उठो और लिखो और पढ़ो, that kind of thing. So yeah, that pressure was there a little कि हाँ, you have to perform. And my mom always wanted me to be financially independent. अपना करो, don't be dependent on anybody.
Right.
So उसके लिए तो पढ़ाई करनी पड़ेगी. that's all we knew at that point of time कि पढ़ाई करनी पड़ेगी.
आई थिंक आज भी अगर आपने कुछ करना है तो पढ़ाई तो करनी पड़ेगी.
हाँ पढ़ाई करनी, बट आजकल बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस हैं. यू नो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ करियर ऑप्शंस. हमारे टाइम पे उतने होते नहीं थे या
Correct.
मालूम नहीं थे. तो हमारे लिए कभी मेन स्ट्रीम चीज़ रहा ही नहीं कि आप सोच भी नहीं सकते थे कि स्पोर्ट्स में चले जाओ या कुछ और कोर्स कर लो या समथिंग लाइक दैट. इट वाज मोस्टली कि हाँ अगर आप लाइफ में, वो कहावत थी ना, खेलोगे कूदोगे तो
बनोगे खराब.
खराब और पढ़ोगे लिखोगे तो बनोगे नवाब. इट वाज दैट ओनली एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. सो
So schooling रांची से
हाँ.
and then college.
दिल्ली.
How is it the transition of cultures?
Okay, so Ranchi में भी we were in a colony. Okay, so it was my father was working in an organization which was a government organization. तो उसकी colony थी, हम वहाँ रहते थे. Similar background के बहुत सारे लोग एक साथ रहते थे. And you know genteel crowd and बहुत सारे लोग बंगालीज भी थे. तो in general बंगालीज की भाषा और वो थोड़ी you know they it's more subtle and more मीठा बोलते हैं जिसको. Delhi landed and young crowd, engineering college, so more of boys than girls. And it was a big culture shock because every sentence used to begin and end with some gali or the other. Matlab Oye Sale was, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this here, but Oye Sale was the least one.
Least, yeah.
And
I know.
after that, other expletives.
I can actually relate to because I've also grown up in Bihar and Ranchi has been a second home always. The culture is completely different.
Very different.
Very different. फिर कैसे कोप अप किया ये इतना बड़ा कल्चर चेंज?
कल्चर चेंज में क्या था, देखो पहले तो जब हम आए छोटे टाउन के बच्चे थे तो सब कुछ ही अलग था. बोलचाल भी अलग थी, कपड़े भी अलग थे. तो इनिशियली तो हमें लगा कि आई मीन आई वाज लाइक आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट आई वेंट बैक टू माय पास्ट आई गेस. क्यों हम लोग वहाँ पे हम बोलते हैं.
करेक्ट.
बिहार झारखंड में इट्स नॉट मैं, इट्स हम. सो पहले तो व्हेन वी रीच्ड हियर पीपल यूज्ड टू मेक फन ऑफ द वे आई वाज स्पीकिंग कि ये हम क्या होता है, यू नो. So that transition from hum to मैं happened. Then even for clothes and everything, धीरे धीरे करके got to see what people are wearing. Then there were friends who were from here, who were more fashion forward. उनके साथ shopping जाना and explore करना चीज़ें. And hostel life, you know, it was 24/7 hostel में first freedom, no restrictions except of course there were time restrictions and all. But otherwise, you know, you're living your own life. सो एक अच्छा बबल था जिसमें आप सिर्फ अपने लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल थे. सब कुछ आपको मिल भी जाता था लेकिन यू हैव टू टेक डिसीजंस ऑफ व्हाट वाज राइट एंड रॉन्ग फॉर योरसेल्फ. सो मस्ती भी करी है बहुत, क्लासेस भी बंक करे हैं बहुत, पढ़ाई भी करी है. एंड विद इन द फर्स्ट ईयर दो आई फिगर्ड आउट कि ये इंजीनियरिंग इज़ नॉट समथिंग दैट इज़ माई कॉलिंग. तो बट देयर वाज नो ऑप्शन फॉर मी दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. तो हमने सोचा कि चलो लेट मी स्टडी, फिनिश दिस, अच्छे से करते हैं, जितना कैपेसिटी है कर लेते हैं. इंटेलिजेंट तो थे तो फेल तो नहीं हो सकते थे. तो दैट वुड हैव रियली हर्ट माई ईगो. सो मेहनत की, पढ़ाई की, पास्ट ऑल्सो प्रिटी वेल, डिसेंटली, जॉब भी मिली अच्छी. आई रिमेंबर सेइंग दैट व्हेन आई गॉट माई जॉब आई कॉल्ड अप माई डैड एंड सेड कि देखो मेरी स्टार्टिंग सैलरी इतनी है, मुझे तो लगता है कि आपके मिडिल ऑफ द करियर से ज़्यादा सैलरी मेरी अभी है. So I remembered saying that to my dad, and dad was also feeling very proud. He was also laughing and all. So yeah, and I actually after the first year, I focused on making very good friends, and you know, doing masti, exploring Delhi, exploring food. Foodie तो मैं बचपन से हूँ तो खैर वो है. And पढ़ाई was चल रहा है, ग्रेजुएशन करनी है, कर मतलब इंजीनियरिंग नहीं मतलब इंजीनियर नहीं बनना है, ग्रेजुएशन करना है. दैट वाज द मोटिव बेसिकली. सो दैट्स हाउ आई वेंट अबाउट इट.
Great. So then IIM job, when did that happen? So you started your job and then
सो इंजीनियरिंग के बाद आई वर्कड फॉर अ ईयर and that was in a place called Ludhiana in Punjab. So again another little bit of a culture shift from Delhi, which is a metro, more cosmopolitan, to Ludhiana, which was although a very industrial part of and a very rich place in Punjab, but thoda wo small town mindset was there. And there were some ups and downs at that point of time कि जिस रोल के लिए मुझे पहले लिया The person, I mean, they put me in HR. I'm like, अच्छा ठीक है, engineering से HR में तो नहीं जा सकते. फिर then they figure out कि अच्छा this was a wrong decision. So they put me in a team called Business Excellence, which was into Six Sigma, Kaizen, 5S, and processes and systems. So that was hardcore engineering only. And I had a very good boss at that point of time, and we were a small team of like 6 people. And our boss was a Six Sigma expert, black belt in Six Sigma at that. So उनसे बहुत कुछ सीख रहे थे. The whole team was very happy. We were doing some great changes in the factory level as well, and performances were also, you know, outputs, factory outputs were also coming out really well. तो उसके बाद फिर suddenly he resigned, and our team became like a headless chicken. So we didn't know what was happening. Even the organization didn't know then what to do. So they put us in different. They broke up the team and put us in different places.
Oh.
And then I went to a factory location, which was some gaon in Punjab.
Punjab.
So that was when I was like कि हमसे ना हो पाएगा. Plus I was preparing for CAT also at that point of time. CAT दे दिया था, interviews के लिए prepare करने थे, तो वो सारी चीज़ें थी. So that's when I decided to quit. कि हाँ ठीक है, नहीं मिलेगी CAT में नहीं होगा, तो हम यहाँ पे आके हम लोग कुछ कर लेंगे जॉब का.
Cracking CAT is a big milestone. Then going to
Yes.
IIM Calcutta.
हाँ.
How was that phase all about? And कभी एक मिनट के लिए ऐसा नहीं लगा कि ओ बस मैं तो IIM कैलकाटा जा रही हूँ अब?
हाँ वो तो लगा था. मतलब देखो, cracking CAT was for me not very difficult at that point of time, because मैं जब एग्ज़ाम देने गई थी, I entered the hall and everybody was very tensed, and they were all, I think, freshers at that point of time. तो मेरे को था कि नहीं हुआ तो आई एम डूइंग अ जॉब ना, वो कंटिन्यू करूँगी, दोबारा देख लूँगी. सो आई डिडंट हैव दैट, आई मीन आई हैड अ बैकअप. So I didn't get tensed, and my performance goes down very badly if I get tensed. And if I'm not tense, then एकदम आराम से coolly बैठ के मैंने एग्ज़ाम लिखा. So after writing, I had no idea कि मैंने कैसा हुआ है मेरा एग्ज़ाम. तो मुझे पता नहीं था कि कॉल आएगी नहीं आएगी, whatever it was. But हाँ, when the results came out, I had calls from three institutes. One was Bangalore, one was Calcutta, and one was Kozhikode. So yeah, that's how it worked out. उसके बाद क्या? When I got through, of course, it was like a great feeling. So my parents were also super proud. So they told everybody that she's going to IIM Calcutta, you know, that way.
Of course,
हाँ.
it has to be a proud moment actually.
Yeah.
So how was the 2 years in IIM?
The best days of my life.
Really?
Yes, the days here is DAZE.
Okay.
Okay, so, but it was even the best days of my life, frankly. So, and this was where this was something that I did out of my own choice. There was no compulsion. Like engineering was like a family thing. कि नहीं, you know, either engineering कर लो या medical कर लो. This was my decision. This was something that I enjoyed. I mean, I discovered that I loved, you know, working in this field of strategy, हो गया, marketing हो गया, working with numbers. Although Calcutta is a very bad campus to work on numbers, because everybody is so super intelligent in terms of the numbers part that you fall somewhere, I don't know where. But it was an amazing time, and we did not have any restrictions. So we were adults. We had all come after, you know, graduating and everything. A lot of people in my batch had come after WorkX as well. So there were no restrictions, there were no timings, there were no nothing. आप अपनी कॉलेज की क्लासेस करते हो, उसके बाद जो आपको करना करो. चाहे आप अब रात को 5 बजे तक, सुबह 5 बजे तक जगे हो, हमारा शेड्यूल ही ऐसा होता था. सो वी वुड बी अप टिल 3 or 4 5 AM. सुबह 9 बजे की क्लास होती थी, हम 8:30 बजे उठ रहे होते थे. And then rushing कि भागो, मतलब we used to run to the class like a 500-600 meter dash करते थे हम लोग, भाग के, you know, जाते थे. And breakfast was a meal, I think 2 साल में हमने कभी नहीं खाया. तो हम जो क्लास के बीच में जो 1.5 hours की एक लेक्चर होती थी, उसके बीच में एक ब्रेक मिलता था, उसमें हम चाय और सम पैटीज काइंड ऑफ चीज़ें खा रहे होते थे. दैट यूज्ड टू बी आवर ब्रेकफास्ट. But it was amazing. And some of the best friends of my life are from this campus, some of the best experiences. So be it singing for the band, be it amazing parties that we used to have on the campus, which were
Hmm.
all organized by the students themselves. Then the grind of placement season, everything. It was amazing, amazing.
So when जब ये course complete हुआ,
Hmm.
had you already figured it out what you want from your life?
नहीं, उस टाइम पे यही था कि आई फिनिश माई कोर्स, जॉब तो मिलती है, प्लेसमेंट हमारे टाइम पे तो वॉज 100%, तो दैट डाउट वॉज नेवर देयर कि प्लेसमेंट नहीं होगी. बट हाँ, इतना था कि व्हेन आई वाज वर्किंग इन दैट सेक्टर, आई डिड माय इंटर्नशिप इन EY.
Okay.
So I knew that I don't want to get into that consulting culture and the politics of consulting. 2.5 months of internship was enough for me to figure out that that's not something that I want to do. But I wanted to work in strategy and marketing. So, and the campus placement also that I got was a general management kind of a role. So, Aditya Birla was my first company. And yeah, so
I was coming to that question, which was the first company you
Aditya
joined?
Birla Group was the first company I started working with post MBA.
Mhm.
And yeah, so that was in Bombay. So, I was in Bombay for about a year.
Okay.
And then I came to Idea through them only, through Idea Cellular. I was in Delhi Idea Cellular team for a good 8 months. And then there was a company called Telenor. Us time
Okay.
pe, when they started, it was
Yes.
Unitech Wireless. They had got the telecom license. And telecom was the sunrise sector at that point of time.
Correct.
So Unitech Wireless had got the license and they were recruiting. So I was one of the first few people they recruited. And uske baad I was working with the CEO and then the CFO. I mean, eventually worked on the merger of Unitech Wireless and Telenor. Then once the merger happened, I moved into hardcore strategy. I was working directly with the CFO. And again, lots of learning, because that was a company that we started from, ground zero to launch in a huge capital intensive company like that in
Right.
about 13-14 months.
Right.
So it was crazy. I used to work till almost 1 a.m. every day. But amazing. तब मुझे लगा कि हाँ, मैं कुछ अपना कर सकती हूँ.
So if we talk about entrepreneurship, तो आपको इसका बहुत सारा benefits मिला होगा when you started.
हाँ, बहुत सारा बेनिफिट्स मिला था. मतलब वो कॉन्फिडेंस एक आया था कि मतलब what do you say कि हाँ, मतलब I worked on, when I joined Telenor and we were hardcore working on the launch. It was not just about me working on Excel sheets and PowerPoint presentations or giving presentations to the board. It was also about going on ground and doing work on ground as well. जो सर्कल्स लॉन्च होते थे, कौन से एरिया में टावर लगने हैं, कौन से एरिया में हमें पहले जाना है, फिर कहाँ जाना है. सो ऑल दोज थिंग्स वर डिसाइडेड ऑन द ग्राउंड, नॉट समथिंग दैट we did and sitting inside the office. So I was also going out and traveling a lot and doing all of those things. तो सीखा बहुत कुछ. तो एक कॉन्फिडेंस आया कि हाँ, शायद कुछ कर सकते हैं हम अपने से. So that really helped.
So life में अलग-अलग phases होती हैं. So then, of course, the important phases of life, family, motherhood, how did it affect the work life and everything? How did it affect the...
Huh, so that was a very strange situation. When I announced in my office that I was pregnant, so initially when I was working with Telenor, when the merger happened, I was reporting to a European person. He was the CFO. And eventually, once the cost started rising a lot, it was a decision from the Telenor office in Norway that they would move out the most expensive expats. So I think I reported to him for 3 years. And the last 1 year I was reporting to an Indian guy. So that changed, and that was the year when Amit and I decided, Amit is my husband, of course. So we decided that, okay, let's, if we want to have a child any time in life, now is the right time. Because I was also well settled in my career. He was also well settled in his career. And we were not going anywhere. So we said, okay, now let's try. And that was the year my reporting changed to this guy. And when everything was fine till there was no pregnancy or the situation where, I tell him that, okay, I have to go on a maternity or stuff like that. So I told him that, okay, now I'm expecting. And yeah, I'll be taking a maternity leave and all of that. So I told him early, not like, when I'm started showing or something like that. So there was a whole shift from being a star employee and the person who's done everything,
Right.
he used to announce, he used to proudly tell people that, this one has done this work and, all of that, to a complete switch, which was very strange for me that, अच्छा इसने तो कुछ किया ही नहीं, इसको तो कुछ आता ही नहीं.
Oh.
Because, he felt that अब तो ये जा रही है,
Hmm.
तो इसके लिए मुझे replacement ढूंढना पड़ेगा. I have to pay the salary also for 3 months, but somebody else will have to take the work and probably I'll have to do a part of her work or whatever it was. I don't know. So that was the kind of situation all through, like almost like last 4 months of my pregnancy. It was very stressful for me in that phase of life. Uske baad, once the delivery happened and everything, it again was a tough thing because strangely enough, I had no support system. Like my father got very ill at that time, so my mother couldn't come. She was there for only 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks that Ananya was born. And after that, even my mother-in-law had a major accident. So she also could not be here. So it was just Amit and I handling our first child, which is the most scary because we don't know. It's the first experience for all of us. So uske baad, and I was very clear that I don't want to leave my child completely alone with a nanny. I had to join back at 4 months when she was 4 months old. So then we somehow managed कि उसको 6 months तक push कर किया जाए. That did not happen. So that was when I decided to quit. I was like, okay, I can get a job again or I can do something again. But this phase where I had heard horror stories about how nannies were alone at home without any supervision, something or the other, they'll give the child or they do something.
Correct.
I did not want that. So that's when I decided to quit. And then, of course, life changed completely. So I prioritized motherhood at that point of time. I had also I also had my second child really quickly after that. And once I delivered my second one, I was like, now I'm done. तो उसके बाद फिर my mindset had completely shifted that I don't want to go back to a job anymore.
Okay.
And I also wanted to do something because वो ambition तो है ना. I mean, इतनी पढ़ाई करी है, इतना सब कुछ देखा है. And there was a phase of postpartum depression as well. So it's a hit on your self-worth. When you are used to presenting to the board, very senior people, and then in the entire day, then you're not talking to anybody who is an intelligent adult, except for like maybe a half an hour when your husband comes back from office. It is very difficult. At least I found that so. And I did go into depression. That time I did not know that this is postpartum depression. Of course, now I know that's what it was. And I took different steps to help myself because I had to come out of it. तो उस टाइम जितना आता था मुझे उतना मैंने किया. And of course, Amit also helped. So that's how it is. वो life change हुआ. फिर Amit also decided to quit his job. And then both of us together, we started our first business, which was a restaurant.
Okay.
Because we both are passionate foodies.
That of course we know.
तो एक मिसकंसेप्शन होता है ना कि आपको खाना पसंद है, खाना बनाना पसंद है, अच्छा बना लेते तो आप रेस्टोरेंट चला लोगे. एंड आउट ऑफ 10 पीपल यू टॉक टू एंड इफ यू आस्क देम अगर अपना कुछ करना हो तो क्या करोगे? कैफे खोलना है, रेस्टोरेंट खोलना है. दैट्स द 8 out of 10 इज दैट आंसर. So we actually went ahead and did that. We ran it for good 4 years and then decided to move ahead.
So when you started restaurant, I mean, it is definitely something which was a passion.
It was a passion.
And of course, you had experience, you had academics, which numbers के बारे में आपको पता था, आपने पढ़ा था, business कैसे चलाना है समझ में आ गया था. आपके जॉब के ड्यूरिंग आपने वो भी देखा कैसे मर्जर, कैसे ऑपरेशंस हैंडल होती है. सो व्हाट वाज द चैलेंज दैट वाज देयर
फॉर द रेस्टोरेंट?
यस.
इसमें द बिगेस्ट चैलेंज इज दैट एज अ सेक्टर, it's mostly in your kitchen and everywhere most of the staff is blue collared. तो अनऑर्गेनाइज लेबर हो गया वो. तो आपने तो रखा किसी को, योर शेफ्स एंड ऑल आर देयर, दे आर हैंडलिंग द किचन. तो शेफ्स में इतनी प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती थी. द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम वाज फाइंडिंग अ गुड मैनेजर. There were things like, you know, pilferage, stealing, which directly hits your pocket, if especially if you're bootstrapped and completely funding on your own, right? Then there were other stuff. I mean, like, you know, the delivery boys. उस time पे Zomato, Swiggy के delivery boys नहीं होते थे. So you had to employ delivery boys. So these kind of things were issues that kept on happening. कि people would come, then they would ghost you. 4 दिन काम किया, फिर उनको 500 रुपये किसी और से एक्स्ट्रा मिल गया तो वो आपको छोड़ के चले गए. You know, आपका, you know, you've invested in vehicles also, you have your bike and your scooter and everything, and then वो ख़राब हो गया कि they're not riding well.
हाँ,
वो सारी
because-
चीज़ें मैनेज करना. And the
Right.
other challenging thing was that, you know, when you're in a white collar job and you're not in a customer facing job. I was not in a customer facing job. I was not talking to customers. Even for telecom as well, even a sales guy will not go and talk to a customer. The customer care executive usually will talk to a customer.
Correct.
So you're not used to handling customers and their tantrums and their egos. So I learned a lot of humility. Because here तो आप फ़ोन पे ऑर्डर्स ले रहे हो, वो आगे से कुछ सुना रहा है, कोई बंदा आता है आपके पास, कुछ भी बोल के चला जाता है, and you have to handle it. And then weird things like really rich people not paying you for like 500, 600 rupee food.
Oh.
So that has also happened. And not just once or twice, but has happened multiple times. So you kind of start thinking and noticing that, okay, human nature is also like this. That where there's plenty also, that जो बोलते हैं ना नियत नहीं है, नियत सही नहीं है. So those kind of things, you would get exposed. You know, exposure to such things is not there in the hardcore corporate white collar jobs. You will not get such lessons. You know, you'll get a lot of corporate politics lessons and human behavior like that. But these kind of things, and the fact that आपको कोई आके कुछ भी बोल के जा सकता है because customer is king. That's how they behave. So how you take it, your mindset, your inner strength. ठीक है, बोल रहा है बोलने दो, जवाब नहीं देना, बट उसको अंदर में नहीं लेना. तो वो टाइम लगा सीखने में.
How difficult it was to shut it and move on.
Actually it was not very difficult. मतलब it was our baby, but हुआ ये कि demonetization happened at that point of time. Then there was GST का introduction also just immediately after that. So it really hit us hard, and even that point of time we were planning on expansion. Okay, so we had opened in two places, and we were planning to go for a third place, and we were looking for funding. But 2018 was somehow an immense fund crunch. People were there ready to fund with black money, but we were not wanting to go in that direction.
Okay.
We wanted everything clean and you know, everything on paper. So we were not able to find funding to expand ourselves, and eventually we decided that, you know, once you see that even if you're working 12 hours a day and you're making very little money, something that you probably can make 2 or 3 times of that in a job, you have to at one point of time start doing those calculations, right?
Correct.
So when that started happening, so we were like, you know, this does not make sense.
Correct.
We would have continued if we had got some funding, because then we would have had to scaled up and we would have made good money as well. But वो scale up नहीं कर पाए हम.
So, while this was happening with the restaurant, your daughters were still very small.
Yes, my daughters were not even 4 at that time, 4 and 2.5.
Okay.
So yeah, and I took another challenge upon myself because my elder one used to fall sick very often. So I had tried a lot of things so that she does not fall sick. You know, nebulizing is one thing that's become very common. For us, it was the first time that growing up हमने कभी nebulizer जैसी चीज़ देखी नहीं थी. अब तो घर घर में होती है. And I realized that at the end of the day वही है, steroids are going, कितनी भी mild dosage हो, but it's still going inside your child's body. So I wanted to stop that for her, and that's when I discovered pranic healing. So I'd done a lot of things before that, um, and I went with the mindset that why not, let me try this as well. तो healing मैंने उसके लिए सीखी. That was the goal, that मुझे अपनी daughter को heal करना है, so that ये nebulizer उसकी ज़िंदगी से, हमारी ज़िंदगी से चली जाए हमेशा के लिए. तो उससे शुरुआत की, and of course once I started learning and the experiences that I started getting, because this is a topic that occult and aura and things like that have always, I was fascinated by it since childhood because I was a bookworm. I used to read a lot as a child, so I कुछ भी आता था हाथ में तो मैं पढ़ लेती थी. तो ऐसे सिचुएशन में आप बहुत कुछ से you get an exposure to a lot of different things, different texts. So this field sort of fascinated me कि कुछ है, तो उस टाइम पे फिर वो पुराना चीज़ came back and I realized that कुछ अपने अंदर भी थी चीज़ें, certain bit of emptiness बोलो या कुछ questioning was there कि what am I here for ultimately? Where am I going at the end of the day? Why am I here? Is this all that is there to life? All of these things had started cropping up in my head. So when I started learning pranic healing, it's not just about healing. The word pranic healing, healing is just the beginning of the journey. And the higher courses are all about, spiritual development and spiritual evolution, and how to live a structured yet spiritual yet material life all together.
Right.
So that is what grounded me. That is what gave me a lot of the answers to questions that I never knew I had but started cropping up. So yeah, 2015. So it's been 10 years.
10 years of knowing and healing.
Yes.
तो of course challenges तो थे, and you've started discovering new things. How did we evolve happen then?
So restaurants we closed in early 2019 after almost 5 years. So then pranic healing में ही my mentor was pushing me कि you start healing professionally. Till then, even after four plus years of healing, I never wanted it to be a profession. So, and then in one of the meditations, there was, I remember, a distinct, it was as if like Master Choa is my guru. He is the founder of modern pranic healing. And it was almost as if he's there inside my head and I could hear his voice that you have to start healing as a profession. This is what you have to do. And that was when I said, okay, so be it. So I sort of took it as a sign, and I decided to listen to him because I knew that he will never guide me wrong. So that's when we decided. So my friend Tamanna and I, we were, both of us were, at cusps of our career at that point of time. So, and she's an amazing angel card and tarot card guide.
Of course.
So then we decided ki why not? And the initial part of starting We Evolve was not about products or not about, it was hardcore about spirituality and meditations and workshops. The name also comes from that only, that we are all evolving and let us help you in that journey, from whatever we have learned. हम भी evolve कर रहे हैं. So that's how we started. We started in 2019 with a few workshops. The most basic one that we started with was Law of Attraction. That was the first workshop, and it happened very organically, and it was a small online workshop which had about 45-50 I think participants.
Wow.
And it was very nice. It was like it was a lovely experience, and where I realized that okay, I would like to teach in this kind of a format, not a classroom format but this kind of format. So it was good fun. But फिर उसके बाद COVID आ गया. We were doing workshops and then COVID happened, and COVID made the biggest challenge for us was that we never got the time to design workshops anymore. because the content of a workshop is not something that we were picking up from somewhere. We were doing it all by ourselves. So that's when we decided to sort of pivot. That's when the products came in. That's when I got massively into healing, because 2 years of COVID, the first wave and the second wave, were terrible. And as a foundation, the Delhi Pranic Healing Foundation that is there, we decided that we are not going to charge for healing from any COVID patient,
Okay.
and especially those who were in the ICU and or facing on life support and all of that. तो हमने 2 साल किसी भी कोविड पेशेंट से कोई भी चार्जेस नहीं लिए. हमने बस उनके फैमिली को इतना रिक्वेस्ट किया था कि आप अगर हमारे फाउंडेशन को डोनेट कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज वी आर हीलिंग यू, एंड देयर शुड बी सम एनर्जी एक्सचेंज,
Correct.
some karma of healing generated. So that's how we, and that's one of the services that we did in the 2 years of COVID from our side.
You become a queen of camphor, actually. Do you know that?
No.
Oh, people, whoever I meet, and
Huh.
if I tell that if you're using camphor, I'm using camphor, most of them said, oh, उनकी तो camphor बहुत अच्छी होती है.
So I energize my camphor.
Yeah.
That's a big difference between any camphor. One is, of course, it's natural camphor. Secondly is that I energize it. तो उससे बहुत I mean, I feel that creates a huge difference.
So I have done one of your workshops during the COVID period, which was about handling money.
Yes.
And to be very honest, we have never gone through that financial education. हमारे टाइम पे कौन किसको बस पॉकेट मनी भी नहीं मिलती थी हमें तो.
हाँ.
मतलब सब कुछ मम्मी पापा ला कर देते थे. वो कल्चर ही नहीं था कि भाई पॉकेट मनी मिल रही है. सेविंग्स करना तो हमने बहुत लेटर लाइफ में जाना. तो हमारी रिलेशनशिप विथ मनी वॉज नेवर गुड.
हाँ.
बिकॉज हमारे यहाँ पैसों की बात करना इज कंसिडर्ड टू बी अ बैड थिंग.
It is considered to be a bad thing. और लोगों को लगता है कि as a child, I remember that when somebody would ask me, what do you want to do? I would always say I want to do my own business. Which is very strange because वो किसी पूरे खानदान में nobody was in business. And coming from a typical middle class Bengali family who was highly educated and all of that, तो business was a bad thing. We used to look down upon. उनको लगता था business means something, maybe कोई दुकानदार है या कुछ है. तो business was a dirty word. कि people who are the richer businessmen, they used to feel that they have got through. हाँ, वो कुछ उन्होंने ये किया वो किया तब वो वहाँ जाके पहुँचे हैं. उस टाइम पे environment भी ऐसा था शायद. A lot of restrictions and markets were not open.
था, I think,
Exposure
बहुत
भी नहीं
ज़्यादा.
था. तो money and business were not very good words.
So I actually learned it from that workshop, how to
think about money.
think about money and keep it positive.
Hmm.
From that workshop, it was an awakening for me, because मैं अपने पैसे बैग में कहीं भी रखती थी. ऐसा नहीं कि बस निकाले और किसी ने चेंज दिया तो it not necessarily is going into my wallet. It will go in any pocket, it will go in my jeans pocket, anywhere. But from that workshop, I realized that money की अपनी एक जगह है, घर में
हाँ.
कहीं पड़ी नहीं होनी चाहिए. मतलब किसी ने आया कुछ दिया, मैंने डाल दिया उसको, फ्रिज के ऊपर छोड़ दिया, वैसा वाला था मेरा. But I realized from there that no, it is not supposed to be like that.
So it's an energy.
Yes.
आपको उसे respect देनी पड़ेगी. And आज की दुनिया में जो कलयुग है या whatever you call it, money is what is making this is one of the energies that making the world go round. So it's not a bad thing. Energy is never
Absolutely.
bad. आप उसको कैसे use करते हो, that's how, it's up to you, आपके हाथ में.
So started from camphor and incense and then teas and
Yeah, started actually from COVID का time था. And so we have an Ayurvedic doctor on our panel.
okay.
So certain Ayurvedic simple formulations which can be made at home without a factory setup, and one of them is the Sitopladi Churna.
Okay.
So
Oh,
COVID
that's
का time
another
था.
one which is very popular.
हाँ, so COVID का time था, people were going through those crazy costs जो जा ही नहीं रहे थे लोगों
Correct.
के and all of that. So that's the first thing that I started making. And I realized that there's a huge difference between what I'm making and the Daburs and the Baidyanaths of the world. Sorry, I'm taking brand names, but I think the process of the factory and the high heat generation, थोड़ी सी वो कहीं ना कहीं essence lost हो जाती है of the healing oils that are there in the spices that we use to make it. So I could feel that difference. So I thought, why not? So that's when that's what those this turmeric mix and Sitopladi, these were the two products that I started with. And इंसेंस एंड कैम्फर, इंसेंस एंड कैम्फर तो थोड़े बाद में आया बिकॉज इंसेंस एंड कैम्फर के अच्छे मैन्युफैक्चरर्स में बहुत टाइम से ढूंढ रही थी जो कि मेरे हिसाब से काम करे, मेरे यू नो द काइंड ऑफ, बिकॉज आई एम एन एनर्जी हीलर, आई अंडरस्टैंड नेचुरल सिंथेटिक, आई अंडरस्टैंड कि इसकी एक प्रॉपर्टी होती है, आई स्कैन द एनर्जीज ऑफ ईच एंड एवरी प्रोडक्ट दैट आई गेट. सो मुझे नहीं अच्छी लगती तो वहीं रिजेक्ट हो जाती है, चाहे वो otherwise भी कितनी अच्छी ना हो या whatever. So that was a difficult, it took me a good year plus to find the right people, the right sources, and they're all small players. In fact my incense are made by hand, गृह उद्योग से बनते हैं तो and then they're getting finished and packed in a factory setup, but the main process is in गृह उद्योग setup basically.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice. So प्रोडक्ट इवॉल्व हुआ एंड देन बैच फ्लावर.
हाँ, बैच फ्लावर की जर्नी भी ऐसी है कि आई हैड अ थर्ड चाइल्ड जस्ट 2.5 years बैक. तो प्रेगनेंसी के टाइम पे वी आर नॉट सपोज टू डू हीलिंग while the child is very small and living literally off you because you're feeding the child. You're not supposed to do healings. It's not good for the aura of the child. It's a very, you know, the aura is developing at that point of time and it's not good. So but I wanted my healing journey to continue, and batch flowers is something that I knew about for many years. I was fascinated about, but I didn't know that where do I, you know, learn about it. And during that is the time when I found the right courses, the right organization which was, you know, giving those courses, which was a certified course with a proper curriculum, a very rigorous curriculum as well. I found the right mentor as well, and decided to learn. And the results when I combine batch flower with pranic healing is very good. On their own also batch flower work amazingly well. So yeah,
I can vouch for that. So batch flower, say what all things that you would like to say that can be healed. मतलब ऐसा हो कोई है जो कि आप कह सकते हो कि इसमें स्पेसिफिकली यू वांट टू मेंशन सम कैटेगरीज जिसमें लोगों को करना चाहिए जो नहीं कर रहे हैं लोग.
so बैच फ्लावर्स की जो मेन यू नो यूएसपी है वो है कि इट हील्स ऑल इमोशनल प्रॉब्लम्स फ्रॉम द रूट कॉज. ओके, and the philosophy is that even any physical disease in your body is a manifestation of some emotion. Either it is suppressed very deep in the subconscious कि आपको पता ही नहीं उसके बारे में. It is because of some emotion. Either you consciously know about it or you don't know about it. So there's a very famous author called Louise Hay. If you go through that book, there are different diseases mentioned, different body parts mentioned, and the problems why they arise because of these emotions that you are holding on to. So it works. I mean, as a pranic healer also we studied this and we found that, you know, a lot of people have come to me कि back pain है या for example cervical हो रहा है, you know, या फिर BP high हो रहा है, sugar है. So somewhere or the other it goes back to some emotional problem. And when I'm healing, I get that, you know, when I do the scans and everything, then I get that. Then I start questioning the patient. So the person will then come forward and tell me कि हाँ ये issue है, ये issue है. So batch flower also helped me do that questioning in the first consultation or the first contact itself. You know, in healing, I'm discovering it through my scanning, and then I have to go back and confirm it. Here, the consultation process is such that I am asking you those questions, and you have to come out and tell me those things. So, and because of my pranic healing background, and so many healings I've done, I also realize कि सबको कुछ पता नहीं रहा है. That also is something that, you know, I can feel.
Correct.
So sometimes a person takes time to open up. So you first start treatment depending on whatever the person has given information on. तो फिर वो automatically धीरे धीरे खुलने लगते हैं in the later stages. Once they start taking the remedies also, then they feel that okay, now I can let it out. So then they tell you.
Okay.
So we don't make a person go back and relive those situations, or we don't tell them to, talk about it constantly. So the first session is about more of understanding the person and trying to find the root cause. Once you find the root cause, then the remedies take care of you.
Right. So let me go back a little when you were talking about COVID time. जब आपने बहुत सारे लोगों को tell us some incidents that were really important or maybe that was heart touching. कोई जो आपको बहुत अफेक्ट करके गया या उसके पहले भी कुछ ऐसा इंसिडेंट रहा हो?
उसके पहले एक था, बट अभी that one I don't want to talk about. But during COVID, yes, there were 3 such instances where one person I was healing was very sick. He was a doctor himself, and I had no other background of that person. I just knew that he was this years old, that's his name, and he's in the ICU on ventilator. And I used to heal him and I used to be crying. वो बिल्कुल अनजान इंसान थे मेरे लिए. मैं रोती, मुझे कुछ नहीं पता था कि मैं क्यों रो रही हूँ. आई कुड जस्ट फील दैट बहुत सैडनेस है उनके ऑरा में, बहुत ज़्यादा. एंड देन फाइनली ही वॉज अबाउट टू गो, एंड फाइनली देन ही केम बैक, ही डिडंट गो. तो उसके बाद ही वॉज स्टेबल, हिज पैरामीटर्स इम्प्रूव्ड, एवरीथिंग, एंड फ्रॉम वेंटिलेटर सपोर्ट ही वॉज टेकन ऑफ. तो वो नॉर्मल ICU में चले गए. He was like that for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Then his son came to see him. His son was abroad. And the day his son visited, उसके अगले दिन वो चले गए.
God.
तो that's when I realized that initially the son had refused to come. कि मैं नहीं आऊँगा.
So there was sadness.
There was a lot of sadness. And the son had not visited the father for years. So there was no contact. हुआ होगा कुछ उनका. But he waited for his son to come. And the day he came, they met. He was, मतलब वो होश में थे. He was conscious and everything. अगले दिन वो चले गए calmly. There was no incident. There was no episode कि कुछ हो गया and all of that. He just went. And there was another one. I was healing a good friend. She was on ventilator in the Delta wave, and I was not healing her alone. There was another lady. Both of us were healing her because multiple healings are required in a day. And there was in one healing, I felt that she's leaving her body. And instantly I got a message. Again, it was like master sitting in my head and telling me, you do this, this, this. Okay, so in pranic healing, we have set protocols. You follow the protocol step by step. This was way out beyond anything else. And I've never done that before. It's not there in any book. Because he has his protocols written down in books.
Okay.
So this was not there in any book. It was just a message, you do this. And I could feel her come back. And later she told me that yes, later means 6 months later. Or 3-4 months later, not 6 months. 3-4 months later, she told me that हाँ ऐसा हुआ था. I felt that I'm leaving. मैं floating feeling आई थी, and I could hear a mantra, which was there's a Devi Kavach mantra. Durga का मंत्र है. And one particular mantra I used to play while I was healing her. And that point of time was also I was playing that mantra and doing her healing. And she could hear that. That gave me
Magic.
हाँ.
I am getting goosebumps actually.
तो वो चीज़ उसने मुझे बाद में बताई. But yeah, मतलब we were healing her for good 6-7 weeks. Touch wood, she's hale and hearty now. And yeah, personal उसमें था I lost a cousin to COVID. Then I lost, my brother was very ill. So, there was a call at 3:30 a.m. one night where his oxygen had dropped and fever was not coming down, very high fever. So 3:30 को call आया था. तो for months after that, I was waking up at that time with high heartbeat की, that panic की. But that was one point of time where I knew that I can't do anything. So I just, prayed. मैंने बस बोला मास्टर आप हो, आप प्लीज़ देख लो. I can't do anything except healing. I don't know anything else right now. So that was a time when I healed him for 1.5 hours continuously. I didn't stop till there was another call from the hospital that he's stable, and his fever had come down from 104 or something to about 90, 99 or 99 point something.
Right. So, yes, definitely. It's like knowing these case studies and the stories of people who've healed is amazing. अगर हम प्रोडक्ट्स और हीलिंग से ऊपर जाएं एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर बात करें तो टिल नाउ व्हाट हैज बीन योर बिगेस्ट लर्निंग?
You have to hustle. You cannot give up. And there are a lot of things like right now we are working for everything we're doing on our own. I don't have a team in place. So a typical entrepreneur is a big word for the stage I'm in right now. So I would say that we have to manage a lot of things. So it's our work. At the end of the day, my work, my performance. Nobody is there sitting to judge me. करना खुद को है, कैसे भी करो. इधर से टाइम निकालो, उधर से टाइम निकालो, but you have to do it. That is the biggest learning. And yes, let go of things which are not important.
Okay.
कपड़े नहीं फोल्ड हो रहे, कोई बात नहीं, it's okay. Let go. मतलब, prioritize. This is more important, do that. The time with my child is more important than, organizing the house. So I would do that rather than, so my work and my children and my husband. Everything else, find ways.
So when we meet lot of entrepreneurs जो लोगों ने अभी स्टार्ट किया है, मेरी एक बड़ी एक्सपीरियंस है कि people take a sabbatical and then after the sabbatical लोग स्टार्ट करते हैं and when you meet them ऐसा लगता है जब आप उनसे मिलते हो ना, उनकी जो पूरी एटीट्यूड होती है वो ऐसी होती है दैट आई हैव अराइव्ड. मतलब शायद उन्हें 6 महीने 1 साल भी नहीं हुए होंगे. ठीक है, जैसे अगर किसी की प्रोडक्ट है और उनके प्रोडक्ट को किसी इन्फ्लुएंसर ने इंडोर्स कर दिया तो उसके बाद जब फर्स्ट टाइम आप उन्हें मिले होगे वो बहुत हम्बल लगेंगे. सेकेंड टाइम अगर किसी 2-4 लोगों ने उनके प्रोडक्ट को इंडोर्स कर दिया, यू मीट देम एंड दे गिव यू एन ऑरा ऑफ दैट दे हैव अराइव्ड. What do you have to say about this?
So probably it's in their head it's good that they're in a good space that I have arrived. So I would say that it's like a shielding or a protective mechanism for themselves. Kyunki see, it's very difficult for women to handle everything. And there are always 10 people to put you down, including your own family can sometimes do that. वो जो terms of gaslighting and narcissism and all, these are very real experiences. So मुझे लगता है कि हमें उन लोगों को थोड़ा benefit of doubt देना चाहिए कि शायद they are coming from that background where they faced it, and one way to protect themselves is putting yourself in that own pedestal कि हाँ, I have arrived, so I have to behave like that. But on the other hand, I would still say that staying humble is very important. Staying grounded is very important. वो बाद में जाके पता लगती है.
बिकॉज बिजनेस में ऐसा तो कभी होता ही नहीं है कि आप अराइव्ड वाली सिचुएशन, मुझे तो लगता है मुकेश अंबानी की ही
नहीं,
होगी.
अराइव्ड के किसी उनकी भी नहीं है. वो दिन में 16 घंटे काम करते हैं, as per what I know. तो अराइव वाली आपने अगर सोचा कि आप यू अराइव्ड एंड यू लीव इट देयर, देन आपको अराइव्ड से वापस पीछे धक्का देने के लिए 10 लोग खड़े हैं. सो यू हैव टू कॉन्स्टेंटली हसल. इट्स नॉट वन डे ऑफ अराइविंग एंड यू आर डन.
आपकी गैसलाइटिंग वाली टर्म पे मुझे एक नई टर्म मैंने सीखी है.
अच्छा.
विच सेड शल्य सिंड्रोम. सो बेसिकली जिनको पता नहीं है शल्य सिंड्रोम, शल्य वाज मद्र के राजा.
हाँ.
सो बेसिकली पांडवों के मामा थे वो.
हाँ.
सो जब महाभारत का कुरुक्षेत्र में जब वॉर का डिसाइड हुआ तो ऑब्वियसली मामा थे, साइड तो अपने ही भांजों की लेनी थी. तो वो निकले अपना पूरा ट्रूप लेकर. बट दुर्योधन प्लेड अ ट्रिक और उसने रास्ते में उनके लिए बड़ा भोज अरेंज किया एंड एवरीथिंग. एंड बिकॉज ही वाज क्षत्रिय, तो क्षत्रिय तो एक बार कह दिया और किसी का एहसान आपने ले लिया तो आपको रिटर्न तो करना ही पड़ेगा. So he agreed to stand by the Kauravas during the war. But it was mutually decided that throughout the war he is going to demotivate Karna because अर्जुन का अगर कोई सामना कर सकता था वो कर्ण कर सकता था.
करेक्ट.
So that's a syndrome that is named now where people जब आपको लोग डिमोटिवेट करते हैं, गैसलाइट करते हैं और आप उस चीज़ को सुनकर खुद को सैबोटैज करते हो,
Yeah.
उस सिंड्रोम को लोगों ने
शल्य
syndrome नाम
syndrome.
दिया. So मैंने भी
people are reading the scriptures, then that's a good thing.
हाँ actually. So I also came to know this in a couple of days. कुछ दिन पहले मैंने भी
हाँ.
कहीं ये रीड ही किया. So now my question is कि जो लोग ऐसा कर रहे हैं उनके लिए क्या थेरेपी रेकमेंड करोगे आप?
जो लोग ऐसा कर रहे हैं उनको दे आर कमिंग फ्रॉम अ स्पेस ऑफ लैक. Forget the war, the Mahabharat war. There was something, that war had to be fought.
हाँ,
तो
कर्ण का
उसमें
भी
अगर
एक्चुअली
वो
लैक था.
हाँ, तो उसमें भी अगर आप वो शल्य नीति कृष्ण ने अपनाई तो वो एक गुड कॉज के लिए अपनाई. आज की डेट में अगर आपको कोई गैसलाइट कर रहा है या देयर आर पीपल हु आर बीइंग नार्सिसिस्टिक एंड सटली, आई मीन नार्सिसिज्म एंड गैसलाइटिंग जिसके साथ हो रहा हो तो उसको आधा टाइम पता ही नहीं होता कि उसके साथ ये हो रहा है. उसको बहुत सटली करते हैं कि भाई आप, वो बंदा अपने माइंड में ही सोचता है कि अच्छा देयर इज समथिंग रॉन्ग विद मी ओनली, I have these कमियाँ बोलो या these are my negatives. It's very, self-sabotage to the extreme where actually you're not self-sabotaging but somebody is doing that for you. But आप उस zone में चले जाते हो. So those who are doing it to you, they are operating from a space of lack. Because उनको लगता है कि आप किसी का कम करके ही आप अपना बढ़ा सकते हो. So they need therapy, of course, more. जिसके साथ कर रहे हो उसको तो चाहिए बट जो कर रहा है उसको भी चाहिए. दे ऑल्सो नीड टू लुक डीप विद इन एंड फिगर आउट कि वाई डू आई डू दिस.
करेक्ट, एब्सोल्युटली. तो इनके लिए थेरेपी एज इन बैचलर
दे विल नॉट अग्री टू थेरेपी ऑल्सो. दे विल से मेरे साथ तो कुछ भी नहीं, आई एम परफेक्ट.
people should start getting more awakened about what's happening.
Yes.
Right.
So, operate from a space of kindness is what I say.
So with that, we move to our rapid fire.
Okay.
And this time you don't know what's there in the rapid fire because for last 5 episodes, you've been one of the sponsors.
Yes.
So this time, the Hustle Bustle Hamper for episode 6 is sponsored by Insia, your ultimate destination for fashion and accessories. Midas Touch Salon, premium choice for your hair and beauty. Nefertum, god of perfume. House of Craft, decorating your home in a new way. Home Kriti, gorgeous ideas for your home. And discover your journeys.
Yeah.
Boutique travel experiences. So that's going to be your Hustle Bustle Hamper. So let's start the rapid fire. Morning person or night owl?
I used to be a night owl. अब मैं मॉर्निंग पर्सन भी नहीं हूँ, बट आई थिंक समवेयर इन बिटवीन. मजबूरी में उठना पड़ता है वाला सीन.
One wellness practice you can't live without?
My erratic yoga practice.
Okay. Tea, coffee, or herbal infusion? I know the answer.
No, it's tea. Tea because
Because?
spirituality, divinity, serenity, prosperity, सब में tea है. Coffee तो है ही नहीं कहीं पे.
Right.
So tea because of that. And jokes aside, herbal infusions also because I like to take them for my wellness needs.
Okay. One book or incident that changed your perspective?
Conversations with God. And
Nice.
also Master Cho's books.
Okay. Favorite comfort food?
Bengali khichdi. So the khichdi basically, and chicken curry and rice.
Okay. One habit you're proud of breaking?
I'm extremely lazy when it comes to exercising. So in the last 1 year, I have been pretty consistent with that. So I've broken my habit of laziness. So that.
One thing people misunderstand about you?
So I'm an introvert. And a lot of people think that I'm a snob or I'm aloof. So that is a misconception, I guess.
A place that feels like home outside your home?
That would be the Erratic Yoga Ashram that was designed by Master Cho. It's in a place called Mulshi,
Okay.
पुणे के पास. तो वहाँ जाके एक्चुअली में लगा कि घर आ गए.
Your guilty pleasure?
Uh, Podcasts and food. So I love watching podcasts and I love eating. So yeah, both of these.
A wellness myth you wish to burst?
That healers should not fall sick.
Okay.
तो बहुत लोगों को लगता है कि आप हीलर हो तो आप बीमार कैसे हो सकते हो, या इट्स टेकन लाइक अ स्टिग्मा और समथिंग, आई डोंट नो. तो बहुत हीलर्स छुपाते भी हैं, वो बीमार पड़ जाते हैं तो वो अपने सर्कल में ही बताते हैं. दे विल नॉट टेल यू, द क्लाइंट्स वुड नेवर नो दैट दे आर सिक और समथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट. सो या, दैट्स
If you had one superpower for a day, what would it be?
रीडिंग माइंड्स. और अगर हमेशा के लिए कोई सुपर पावर चाहिए तो वो टेलीपोर्टेशन है, सो दैट आई कैन गो एनीवेयर एनी टाइम, नो फ्लाइट का खर्चा.
So people who come from privileged backgrounds
हाँ.
and they talk about struggle, your reaction to that?
My reaction to that is like, do you even know what real struggle is about? Have you ever seen the death of a close one, or have you ever seen complete financial bankruptcy? Or if you have, then it's a different thing, but if you have not, then yeah, that's not.
If your life was a movie, what would the title be?
दिल चाहता है.
Nice.
बिकॉज मतलब बहुत सारे डिसीजंस हैं लाइफ में जो बहुत दिल से लिए हैं. सो जो आई मीन आई एम मैरिड टू अ वेरी वेरी लॉजिकल गाय. तो between the both of us, he's the one who's making the pros and cons and all. But ultimately, if I say कि नहीं ये करते हैं, so he also agrees कि चलो दिल की सुननी चाहिए. और अभी भी बहुत कुछ है जो दिल चाहता है. तो इसलिए
A song that drives you?
इलाही.
Okay.
एंड लव
I
यू
also love that
जिंदगी.
song.
हाँ, एंड लव यू इलाही, बिकॉज वो मेरे को ट्रैवल का बहुत शौक है ना.
I know.
तो एंड दैट मूवी में मुझे वो रणवीर कपूर से प्यार हो गया था. तो
One word that defines Momita today.
वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस.
Wow. So, here's your hamper. You've definitely deserved
Thank you
this.
so much. Yes. मैं thank you so much. This is beautiful.
And thank you so
Lovely
much for
gifts.
being here. I would like you to say a few words for my audience and something for me.
So I would say that for the audience, I would say that there's a lot of things available online these days. बहुत कोई बोल रहा है, बहुत सारे influencers हैं, and आप reels देख के don't start, practicing certain things or doing certain things just because it's, come on a reel and it seems interesting. Do some research behind it and then inculcate that in your life and lifestyle if you think that it suits you. Not everything will suit you. Not every healing modality is meant to heal you. Even though they work, it might not work on you. So choose carefully, do your research, choose wisely. That's one thing I would like to say to the audience. And for you, so you are my social media coach. I have learned a lot from you because I started my journey of Instagram and Facebook, in terms of my work with you. And 5 years back, we were on opposite sides of the table.
Right.
So I interviewed you about social media and what is the importance. That was the time of COVID when there was complete lockdown. So from there to here today, you've become a very good friend who I can call at any time. You don't take work calls at beyond a certain time, but you always take my calls. So yeah, you are a friend, and I've learned a lot from you, and I keep on learning from you.
So we are mutually learning from each other.
Yes.
So that's what it is about, evolvely, and we evolve,
Yes.
learn together.
Yes.
It was lovely having you here, Momita.
Thank you for
so
calling
much.
me. Thank you.